All right, welcome in, everyone. It is a live watch party. Come on in, let's have some fun. I don't know if we'll go that long. Just sort of some things to talk over a little bit. Hello, everyone. Let's see here. Okay. Chosen Vader owner. I like that. John Wells. Very loyal viewer. Thank you, John, for watching. You comment all the time. I see your comments. Hello. What's up? So, Matthew Shires, hey, welcome in. So, we're here late last night or whatever time it was. Dan, oh shoot, what's his last name? Adhut or something? Who plays Anoush. He was on Instagram Live last night, and it was kind of crazy. He was just I don't know if he was killing time or what he was doing for himself, but just talking to people random. A lot of people talked to him. Cobra Kai Kid was on. I actually got on. I didn't even request to be on his Instagram Live, but he brought in a fan of mine who's like, "Oh my God, watch party's in the chat," and so Dan requested me, and so I went in. There was no face reveal, Mega Cloud. No, so we didn't. But in the process, John Hurwitz had dropped in too, and so of course, Dan's prodding John a little bit. Hey, what do you got? Like, let's say something. So here is what John said to Dan, and I'm hoping this should play for you. So let's go.
John, can you give us anything about the next season?
It's really good. It's really good.
Is it really?
Yep. We've locked picture on all 10 episodes. That's all I can say. So
wow,
not all done. There's still stuff to do in post, but it's a really, really good season.
Okay, that was it. Hopefully it worked everything. You could hear it, but so that's John. He said, we locked picture for all 10 episodes. It's not all done. It's not all done, but that's a good sign. Basically, that means they're getting close to the end. Editing takes a ridiculous heck of a long time. But there's still sound and stuff. So, but he's like, hey, we locked picture on all episodes. So that's a good sign. It's, definitely, I was talking to a while ago, what was it? Some people, and I figured they wouldn't finish post-production till, into July at the earliest. Maybe they get something, maybe it can stretch out into August, just based on how long it normally takes. I don't know if their schedule is exactly the same as previous seasons, if Netflix, basically threw them a little bit more money to give them a little, so that they could take a little bit more time. That's something we don't know, but, but it made sense basically around, there's just so much to do. So that the season, for post-production isn't done yet, but it is getting close. So, one thing I do want to direct your attention to, let's all go ahead. We'll watch it again and look at John's face. and I wanted to get a little clip of just this, but I wasn't able to flesh it out. So look at John's face. After he says we locked episodes, it's not all done. He kind of like has this smirky look, and watch his left eyebrow. It's going to be on your right, the right on your screen. So watch how his eyebrow goes up. So here, hold on. Okay, watch this.
John, can you give us anything about about the next season?
It's really good. It's really good. It's
Is
really,
it really?
Yep. We have
Okay.
we've locked picture on all 10 episodes.
All right,
That's
so
all I can
watch his
say.
face
So
here.
Wow.
not all done. There's
His
still
eyebrow.
stuff to
There.
do in
Did you see
post,
the
but
eyebrow go up right there?
It's a really, really good season.
It almost makes it seem like he's got something. He's hiding a little bit of something there, right? Like it's like there's almost like a little devious thing. The way he's kind of look at the smirk on his face right there. Like it's not all done. Like maybe they got another scene to shoot. They've done that before. They've shot some things. After main principal photography. In fact, they've done it in every season. It's unclear whether they were doing anything for shooting in LA, because they shot in LA both for seasons 1 and 2, and then they shot in Okinawa in season 3. So there's never been any mention of any extra shooting. So it's unclear if there's anything. But then again, he said pictures locked, so it doesn't make sense that there'd be extra shooting. But there could also be just ADR, changing lines around, special effects, but they probably don't have much special effects in this show. But and then just a lot of the sound work, fixing up all the sound effects within the music, of course, and then putting it all together, the mixing and everything. It's like he has a big secret, John Bowers. Yes, exactly. Like the way he said it, it's just almost like he's got something up his sleeve, right? Here, we'll watch the whole thing one more time.
John, can you give us anything about the next season?
It's really good. It's really good. It's
Is it really?
Same thing he always
I,
says. He can't really say much.
We've locked picture on all 10 episodes. That's all I can say. So
wow.
not all done. There's still stuff to do in post, but it's a really, really good season.
I mean, maybe John's just a guy who is giving stuff away like with his face, but definitely if you just look at his face there when he's like, it's not all done, like he feels like he's hiding a little something. I mean, granted, it could just be, a kick-ass music score for the last episode that he's kind of heard, and he's got to get it all mixed together and stuff. But we can't say per se, securing, and something else that they do is, they got to secure song rights. A lot of times that's some of the last stuff that gets done in a season, just because it takes a stupid long time, to get the rights to a song, because, it's hard to get into it, but like, you want to play a song and then it just takes months, to get that cleared, legally, and how much money you pay. Like some of the music people have said elsewhere, sometimes they can't use a song just because it's too expensive. So we can't say for sure. The next time I play poker with John, I'll have to watch out for the eyebrow. Definitely watch out for the eyebrow. It's something. It's something. You can't say for sure. I mean, it could just be music, but something basic. But definitely, he's enjoying saying that. I think you could say, like he's enjoying this. So, which hopefully would imply we'll enjoy watching it. Someone asked about the trailer. Definitely, I think. Well, the trailer is, tying in with the release date. I still think we may get something this month, this week or next week. Just because it seems like, Netflix does try to keep something, once a month. At least they've done that for other shows like Stranger Things, and it's a bigger show. So, Frank, get a still shot released. It's possible. I think it's still a little early for that, and I feel like we'll probably get. Well, I was going to say we'd get a trailer first, but not necessarily. But since we already got like Terry Silver from behind, even though that was probably, something shot just for the promotion. Like I feel like we already kind of got like a still shot. So but it was the Terry Silver promo. The trailer will likely come a few months before. And, we're still looking at, so that's the other thing I do want to bring up. The release date. Now, see, in the earnings call for Q1, right? So this is Netflix. This is like the weird, stupid business side. The Netflix, they do an earnings call because it's a publicly traded company, blah, blah, blah. The CEO said, while explaining, because Netflix didn't do well. They didn't, as like a business, like their first quarter wasn't as good as they wanted. And he's like explaining, well, it's going to get better because at the end of this year, Cobra Kai is coming out. He mentioned that with some other shows. So that's where this Cobra Kai release date in this year came from. It came from the CEO. He wants to do that. So what happened is, Netflix just a couple days ago had their Q2 earnings call because we're now more than halfway through the year. So now they were reporting for the second quarter. For what it's worth, they kind of did they did better than expected on subscriber growth, but they didn't make as much profit. So it was generally, people considered it a bad quarter for Netflix, which is like the first 2 bad quarters they've ever had, have been this year. So in that call, this is what the CEO said. He didn't mention Cobra. He didn't mention any specific shows, but he did say this while talking about this. So this is the co-chief executive officer, chief content officer. Yeah, and I'd say that's a nice steady progression in terms of getting our COVID-delayed slate back up for our members little by little. We're still very heavily back-weighted for this year. So that's what he said. We're still very heavily back-weighted for this year. It sounds like he's still saying most of the shows that got delayed, well, Cobra Kai wasn't technically one of them, even though it kind of fit into it just because it wasn't on Netflix yet last year. But had the transition been smoother, maybe it could have been back on its normal schedule. But basically, they're looking at like Cobra Kai back-weighted for this year, which again implies fourth quarter, which we've been saying. So not July, August, September. Like it's not coming early. You're looking at October, November, December, and probably later in that. Out of those 3 months, I really still think you're looking at November, December. We did get a release date for The Witcher, which is, what was it, December 17th or whatever. It was the day people thought Cobra Kai was going to drop, but instead The Witcher is going to come out. So I think early December maybe, but I'm thinking maybe November. And part of the reasoning is, so as I said in a previous live stream, if you think about it in terms of like the CEO and what they're trying to do, is they want to entice people to subscribe and then stay subscribed. So there is probably crossover between things like Cobra Kai and The Witcher and some of the other ones. So what they want is they want to end Q4, basically end of the year, with as many subscribers as they can get, right? So basically, if you can get people to subscribe for Cobra Kai in November and then maybe stick around in December as well, not cancel it, then they can have better subscriber growth, more profit, blah, 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 blah. And it looks good, and then the CEO gets a bigger bonus. So that's how it looks. I still think the release date's looking for later in the year, not late December like we first thought. So Cobra Kai, figure if you November, and if it is November, they may kick up, let's see, October. Yeah, September. I think like you could get a teaser trailer in September. You can never quite guess the specific day, but like early-ish September, like something that is definitely in the cards. It could even be late August. Again, it just like depends on, whatever the marketing team wants to do. Like, hey, let's pick this day. October 29th. Yeah. Giovanni. Yeah, definitely. Some people thought that because I think the original leak had The Witcher on October 29th and Cobra Kai in December. So some people are thinking, well, if The Witcher's now December 17th, maybe Cobra Kai is October 29th. Just flip them. It's definitely one way to look at it. I tend to think like on that list that came out, whenever that was, from literally a gossip site that says nothing here is verified. The first thing they say is nothing is verified, but the dates on that list could be right, but the shows were wrong. So, but that doesn't necessarily imply like two shows like Cobra Kai and Witcher just swapped. So Cobra Kai could premiere October 29th. I still think it's a little late or a little early, but definitely not unreasonable. Well, I guess if they wanted to build up hype for Halloween costumes or something, what the hell do I know? Like, why not? Everyone can go to as Halloween 2 days later dressed in your skeletons. So what are you saying, Matthew Shire? Sex Education, September, season 3, October, Cobra Kai, season 4, November, The Witcher, season 2, December. So you're saying Cobra Kai, season 4, November. Okay. Oh, You is a show. Gosh. Okay. Yeah, I don't even know what You is, but yeah, November. I'm thinking November. Although I get the idea, October 29th for Cobra Kai, what the heck, build up the hype right in Halloween season so everyone can wear their costumes. So, but they're probably not necessarily thinking about that. They're more thinking about, how do I maximize my bonus? Because that's what you do when you're the CEO of a company. You're worried about your bonus and everything. So, but I would love and hope there's some like marketing tease this week within the next week and a half before the month is out. Hayden says stuff and makes us think something is coming, and then he tries to backtrack and is like, whoa, it's not really coming from me, or it's not really implying anything. I'll be there if it does, but tend to think of it though also, these before the teaser trailer, these are kind of like teases, but they're not like a teaser trailer. So it's like, like the Terry Silver thing we got, which was, was great. It was a lot of fun, but it's not an actual trailer. You're not seeing anything from the story or show. It's literally, recycled dialogue from the movie, but it's fun and it's a great tease. So that's what I think we could get, hopefully this month still, in the next couple weeks, and then something else in August. If not August, they do drop the full teaser trailer late August. But if the show's not completely finished until early August, I mean, there'll be some lag time. Season 4 will have R-rated scenes like Bridgerton. Oh, Matthew Shires. I haven't watched Bridgerton. I don't know. Fruit. Hey, haven't seen you around, buddy. I'm thinking we can start getting Cobra Kai teasers next month. Or 2 or 3, but next month and second is most accurate. Well, we'll see. But will there be karate from Peter? Well, Peter, the odds look good, I do think. In fact, I think Dan said in his stream last night at some point, yes, there will be karate. Someone said that. Johnny is going to get more. Oh, you people. Talking Cobra Kai, what's up? What is up to you, my friend? Your YouTube channel, aren't you? I think I may have seen yours. I don't know. Or is it a podcast? Glad to hear. Thanks so much for it. I know, yeah, Peter, you were very worried that there wasn't going to be any karate. updated version. Oh, are you guys talking about the song, The Best Around? Some people have been thinking that with it being the All Valley and potentially the final All Valley ever in the Miyagi-verse, that maybe here we get the Best Around. So Peter, yes, it was very cool. Dan's live was surprisingly fun. I went back and watched a bunch of it too. So if you guys want to follow Stand Up Dan, that's the name on Instagram. Be sure he plays Anush, and if he brings you on your live, you're supposed to say, "I love Anush more than anyone." Yes, I love Anush more than anyone. That's the requirement if you go on live with him. Yeah, so as I said earlier, I didn't even know, like I didn't request to be on live. He actually requested me, so it was interesting. So there we go. Tori will get revenge on Sam and Eli. Well, she doesn't really need revenge on Eli. I mean, maybe Eli left Cobra Kai, but he didn't do anything to Tori. So it's not like she's going to get revenge on him. Maybe Sam, though. Definitely in my video. LOL, minor character. Yeah. It is true, though, by the way. I was going to write a video about Anush. That was basically a love letter to Anush. This was like in the summer. It was like around this time or whenever, a year ago. And I wrote, I think instead is when I wrote the movie analyzing the language of the show, particularly the profanity and the usage of the words dick, pussy, and asshole. So you got that video instead. If you've ever seen that one, go find it. Watch Party, do you think that after season 4 we'll get more tournaments, like maybe an 18 over and over? You know, that is, I suppose it's in the cards, so to speak. I've always thought or wondered if they would ever show another tournament. Maybe some of the thinking is if we show something else, it takes away from the prestige of the All Valley. So I don't know if we'll get another tournament with the kids. I do think we may get something with Daniel and Johnny at some point, like an over 40 tournament or something. I could see that kind of like a way to pull that out. So they definitely, I think it's possible to answer your question. And I nicknamed Anush after the character. He's a drummer in the band. Cool story. You should tell Stand Up Dan that. Yes, Mega Cloud, don't say you want it on your birthday if your birthday is in March. Back in Black, when Terry Silver walks out with the Cobras. Mariana, definitely a good idea. But I think they'll take a new song. I don't really see them reusing songs from earlier in the show unless there's like a really specific reason for it. This is their senior or junior. They are all juniors. The main characters, Sam, Miguel, Hawk, Dimitri, Kyler. Apparently, you know, the main crew there are all juniors. They started as sophomores. They are now, season 2 ended at the beginning of their junior year, and season 3 ended halfway through their junior year. And yeah, that comes from Sean Hurwitz himself. So, whoa, there's Billy Zabka. Let's see how we doing. We'll take a couple questions for a few more minutes here. Terry Silver watching Yobek. I think the All Valley, you know, and I've said this in some videos now, I do think Cobra Kai is going to win the tournament. It just, you know, when season 3 the first time I watched it, and I was thinking, for like the first week, I thought, well, it's straight up, like Miguel's going to win the tournament. Like it just seemed like it had to be. But then as I thought more about it and I thought it through, I thought, you know what? I feel like it's not going to be Miguel. I do think it's going to be, Robbie. And then I thought a little bit more, and I thought like, hey, maybe if there'd be a girls division that actually makes sense. Maybe it'll be Robbie and Tori. And so that's kind of what I think now. Hi, Ice. Thank you. Do you think they will develop Tori's character or make her a cardboard cutout villain with no depth? Well, hi, Ice. That's a good question. Because what many people, and I would include me in this category, do feel like a little frustrated is like when it feels like the show is about to develop her and, show some character growth or just, complexity character, then it kind of pulls back. And like, so season 3, we saw an interesting side of Tori. We saw her kind of struggling, and it was kind of interesting and explained some things. We understood some things. And then it's like the season kind of goes on, it's a full season. And so Tori's not in it a whole lot. She's not in episodes 3 or 4, and then she kind of shows just back up for some fighting scenes. And, there's not really a whole lot there until you get to the late season 3, where she has her scene with Miguel, and, she confesses, okay, she's made some mistakes and I have a lot of issues with that scene, but she confesses, but then like later you see her with Robbie, and she's talking about, and it's kind of interesting, and I'm somewhat curious what their intention is. The scene of Tori and Robbie at the beginning of episode 309, when she's in the thing and she's talking, how I hated everyone, I hated you, I hated Sam, I hated myself, and then Kreese says, well, Kreese taught me if I take that hate and channel it, it feels good, and it's, you can take that, and I think I would, as like Tori learning to kind of control her anger. Okay. Like, I think most people would agree that is a good use for karate. If you have kind of emotional problems, maybe just doing physical activity, doing martial arts is a great way to kind of like control your anger. And Tori learns that, and she's like, and you can interpret that, even though I'm not entirely sure they intended it to be. Did they intend it to be like a good thing? Like, hey, she's making progress in controlling her anger and realizing it, and she's expressing it through karate, and that's great, or what. But anyway, by the end of the episode, it's like, oh no, Sam and Miguel got the All Valley back on. Let's go beat them up. And then by the time you get to episode 10, it's like all of that's gone. And it's very loose fence. So, back to your question, what are they going to do? I can't tell you, because I'm not entirely sure what they intended it all to be, what their intention was to begin with. So, it depends on, were they intending to show like Tori actually making progress in like controlling herself, and then Kreese then pulled it away from her? Is that the intention? Because I don't quite read it as like, it just feels so loose, because I don't like the way the scene at the end of 309 works. Really, it's so weird to me anyway. I can't relate to it. I don't understand it. And then you throw in all the other crowbars, like, why is Kyler going to break into their house and beat them up? I don't know. So, I can't, it's a long way to tell you. I don't have a direct answer for you, because I'm not entirely sure what they were intending. So what we just literally have to wait. I can give you a better answer after season 4, because really things have to shape up more clearly in season 4. Talking Cobra Kai, thank you. Do you think Kreese will be redeemed by the end? Well, I did make a prediction for that for season 3. I will say, in my defense, obviously it didn't happen in season 3, but season 3 ended up only being literally half of what I thought it was going to be. I thought season 3 was the story of Miguel's recovery and would end at the All Valley, and there'd be an All Valley tournament. Miguel wins and he's recovered. Well, obviously we're only halfway there. So the All Valley tournament part of it is season 4. So basically season 3 and 4 combined are what I originally thought season 3 alone was going to be. So that's fine. So my prediction for Kreese, even though I was thinking it would be season 3, is now just stretched out to season 4, because really season 3 and 4 combined is what I thought 3 was going to be. So it's there. The question is certainly the way they ended it. Will he be redeemed? It seems harder to get there just story-wise, character-wise. I've run through a lot of ideas in my head. If you came to me and said, "Here, write season 4 and redeem Kreese," like, what would I write? Like, I don't know. Like, I'm not sure how I could get there. And so I'm not sure how they could get there. I don't know what they have in mind. I may make a video on this specifically. Some of the ways they may redeem Kreese, actually, I think may not be popular with fans. I think this is something that could split the fandom. And well, I'm going to be honest, and I'll tell you right now, like, I think it's something that could split the fans no matter what they do. Because I feel like they, referring to John, Hayden, and Josh, the commonly called the Big Three, they've written themselves in this position where, how do they get out of it? Like, how do they do this? I don't see a way necessarily they can do this and make everyone happy, because people now have different expectations and different views of the show. So I don't know how they can do that. And some solutions, I don't know. Like, I don't know. Like, if you said to me, come up with an idea that, ends like that makes everyone happy. And at this point, I'm not sure what to do. Like, I wouldn't know. I've thought of a lot of different things, tried to think, well, what could they do? What would they be thinking? And I'm less sure now of what John, Hayden, and Josh are thinking. I felt more confident after season 2. I thought I knew what they were doing with the show and where they wanted to take the show. Not necessarily like specific details, but like, I thought I understood what their vision is. So, it really comes down to what is their vision, and, how do they want to execute that? Because I don't know. Did that answer the question? Did everyone on this? Jeez, I'm just kind of like sitting here going on and on. Why would Silver kill Kreese? Yes, people say something like that. Silver is not going to fight Kreese. I've seen that theory, and it doesn't really make any sense. Peter, I think there will be a brawl either inside or outside the All Valley Arena following the tournament. I definitely have been wondering that myself for so long. I thought it would be so cool. I mean, I'll be honest with you. Back when, Hito was the fight coordinator, I always thought, imagine Hito just choreographing himself some amazing fight moves. But even if it's not Hito, the current team doing something, because I'd love to see like the referee get involved and everything. But yeah, definitely a big brawl. But what are they fighting over? What are they fighting about? That's really the kind of question. And see, so when you go back to when I was just talking about like season 3, what I thought season 3 was going to be, and it ended up being season 3 and 4 combined is what I thought season 3. I did imagine a big brawl, and I imagined, we'll just say, outside agitators starting the brawl. That not necessarily the students, but someone else coming and agitating. But that was my theory for Kreese too, but it seems very unlikely unless I don't know what they're doing in season 4. But unless they pull something up in season 4, I don't see that happening. So that was something I thought was going to come up, but didn't. So because who's fighting who and why? Essentially, if there's a big brawl, it comes down to who's fighting who and why. Like, so my theory before season 3, when I thought it was like, well, I'll just say outside agitators. So, but that didn't happen. So, Matthew Shires, happy and satisfied are two different things. As long as I'm satisfied with the ending, I'm good. Well, that's true, but I think it'll be hard for everyone to be satisfied. So, and it's something I've been meaning to talk about a long time. There's a split in the fandom on what this show is. And if, the show's managed to go past it for a while, but the cracks are emerging more. And I know because some people have even told me this privately, but, so what they do, we'll see. What the hell is this? Do you think Robbie will mess with Miguel in season 4? Potentially, but is, I would be curious if there's something like in the original Karate Kid, leave boy time to train. Because, as weirdly, as like demonically evil or whatever Kreese is, when Mr. Miyagi said that, Kreese agreed to it, like I could go into all the reasons why, but like you definitely, leave boy and they didn't, for the most part, maybe they antagonized each other a little bit more, but they didn't beat each other up anymore, so will something like that come up in season 4? You would expect it. So we'll see. Bobby has a bigger role. Frank, I think Bobby has a bigger role. Definitely. I think I could see if Kreese is calling in help, why can't Johnny and or Daniel also call in a little help? I think it would be cool to have Bobby there teaching the kids some moves too. So definitely, I think it would be cool. I don't know if they'll do it, but I would say it's definitely like something in the cards that could come up in season 4. Who would win in a fight, Sato or Master Lee? Master Lee is from the Will Smith, the Smith Karate Kid, right? That wasn't that Jackie Chan. I'll say Sato. I don't know. We sadly never actually saw Sato fight, but we figure if he learned from Mr. Miyagi's father, he might have been one of the best fighters in the series who just never fought. Thoughts on a potential relationship between Robbie, Kreese, Silver? Well, that's interesting. Kreese was definitely pursuing Robbie all the time. So, definitely in how Silver plays into that, I'm not sure, because Silver's connection or Kreese's connection with Robbie is through Johnny. Silver never knew Johnny. So, so I think Silver is kind of neutral to everyone. Obviously, he'll take a liking to Robbie and Tori because they're the main characters there. But I think it'll be mostly between Robbie and Kreese. Do you think the deleted pie scene from Karate Kid will get repeated and shown between Sam and Tori? Well, I don't think it'll be shown. I don't, as far as I know, but they did reference it, so it's in the story now, and there will be antagonizing moments between Sam and Tori, of course, but what that'll be, I don't know. Calling on Julie for help, even as a small cameo. Yeah, Pete, it's possible. I still think they're holding Julie for the later seasons, season 6 or 7. I think Julie's going to be towards the end of the series. That's my own talk. Vaguely matching the movies, Julie comes in season 6 or 7. Master Lee Silver's fake master from Vietnam. Captain Turner was Silver was taught Kreese and Silver. He learned from I can't my mind's blank at the moment. He learned from the Korean master, but Silver and Kreese never, as far as we know, never directly studied in Korea under the Korean master. Bobby disciplined Daniel defense, Johnny offense. Actually, that's not so bad, Matthew. I kind of like that. If they bring Bobby in, it'd be a good way to sort of see it. But we, of course, have no idea how this training is going to work in the Miyagi-Fang team up. Will we see any backstory on Daniel and his father, John Wells? John, I think we already got it. In season 2, what is it? The Glory of Love. Between Daniel and his mom, they talked a little bit. He told the story about Coney Island. I think that's sort of the backstory you're getting. They fleshed out him a little bit more. His dad died when he was 8, but I think you already got it. Whatever you're gonna get. Oh, when Sam went into the dessert table. That's true. That's a good one. Samantha get manipulated. Who is Johnny's dad? We don't know. Unclear. We only ever got a reference to him in season 3 from Sid. At least I stuck around. It's whatever it is. It tells you. It's unclear if we'll ever get any more than that. But so that was that. Miguel and Sam getting manipulated by Silver. I don't, because I think Daniel especially is going to be very protective. If Silver enters the picture, I think Daniel will be very protective. And maybe even straight up warn them, and tell them this story is because of Terry Silver. Watch party. Do you think that Kreese will strangle Robbie like you did Johnny if Robbie fails Kreese? If Robbie loses the tournament, I would think in that moment that's the direction they're going, Melissa. So you would think so, because at that point Kreese has now lost everything again. So while I don't think it would happen, definitely in that moment, I think that's where it would go. So Rom Nation. Hawk might actually get his hair cut. Yes, I agree. I have a video on that. Christian. Sensei, no offense. You should lose that girly hair of yours. You'll feel more like a man. Trust me, it did wonders for me. Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Like Robbie criticizing someone else's hair. I like it. Good one, Christian. Roger works for Terry Silver. And you know what? That's, at this point, yes. Miguel's dad, Roger, works for Terry Silver. Everyone liked the video. Yes, I never say that in a live stream, but like the video, like every video. Watch party is the best. Yes, you are a smart guy. Fierce. I don't know what your name is, but Chris Owens, in the episode No Mercy, why couldn't it be only the girls fighting? Well, I mean, it turned into an all-out school brawl, so it's going to just involve everyone. Although, it started for the girls fighting, but, you know, those girls bring everyone else in. Who would win in a fight, Daniel or Dre? Daniel, of course. Cobra Kai Fortnite skins. I'm sorry, I don't know. Silver might actually hold Kreese back from doing the choking thing again. Kreese has Silver is more cunning. John Wells, that's actually a good take. Because what if Terry Silver is there? It's not like John Kreese choked out Mike Barnes, right? You know, so he lost. So, you know, that chokeout thing was like a really a one-time thing. You didn't do it to Mike Barnes. So we'll have to see. Will Robbie recruit Sean to Cobra Kai when he gets out of jail? Definitely it's in the cards. I don't know. But it definitely, season 3 felt like Sean may come back and Robbie may want to recruit him. So, watch party. Do you think Sam is going to have a scene with Johnny? Well, if they're training at the dojo, it seems unavoidable. It is something I think would be interesting. I don't know how they'll play it, so we'll see. Johnny doesn't think much of her, and I mean that more literally. Just I don't think Johnny thinks about Sam much. To him, she's just Daniel LaRusso's daughter, so he probably really doesn't think much about her. You know, even though she was kind of so much at the middle of everything, like he was so distraught about Miguel and distraught about Robbie, he never thought much about Sam. So he just doesn't really think about her much at all, and she's just Daniel LaRusso's daughter. So, you know, what happens when they show up? We'll see. When they're working together side by side. If Sam was winning, kicking Tori's ass, would Robbie have stepped in? That's kind of an interesting question. You know, I never even thought about that. Would Robbie have stepped in if Sam was winning? I think if he felt like she was going too far, he would have. If he felt like she was just pushing her away, everything, probably not. Strike First Podcast. You have an Instagram account too. I don't know. Do you have a YouTube video? I think Strike First Podcast's out there. Hello. Thank you for stopping in, though. Thank you. A Johnny and Sam scene is something the show can't run away from anymore. It's always been a critique. Yeah, definitely. I think in addition to a Johnny Sam scene, I'd like to see a Johnny Tori scene. Because it's something I thought was going to come up in season 3. The show skirted around it. It was believable enough. I mean, I'm fine with it because, you know, again, Johnny's like headspace. Headspace is the word, you know, John always uses. John Hurwitz. They always talk about character. Johnny wasn't able to think really about Tori and what happened much. Would you think, does Johnny ever feel responsible for what Tori did? Sort of the way Daniel felt responsible for what Robbie did. So I would like to see, Johnny Samson. I'd like to see a Johnny Tori scene. It's something we kind of didn't get. And for what it's worth, so we have the new character, Devin. It's the girl. I don't know the actress's name off the top of my head. I have a video on it. You can watch it. But so the new girl, whose character description, like tough, doesn't want to get pushed around, whatever exactly it was, sounded like she was very much like a younger Tori. If she ends up with the Miyagi Fang duo or one of them. Mark McConaughey's in. Thank you, man, for stopping in. Long time. There's a lot of long time viewers. Mark is about the longest time viewer of this channel. So thank you. Anyway, back on Devin. I think a new student who is like just a younger Tori could bring this out. So I think that story could come there. We could finally see what Johnny actually thinks about what happened with Tori and his sort of view of it. And maybe he does think like, hey, I need a second chance. Here's another girl with trouble. I don't want to mess this one up. I let one down. I don't want to let two down. Yes, Mark. Well, Sam and her friends were the ones who wrecked Johnny's car and started the whole opening of Cobra Kai. Yes, they did. Without them, there wouldn't be a show. So maybe we all owe Sam something, because we wouldn't have the show if they didn't wreck the car. Una O'Brien. Am I saying that right? I think it's Una. Yeah, thank you, Peter. Una O'Brien playing Devin, the younger girl who I think will tie in with Anthony. They're all around Anthony's page or Anthony's age. Oh, Watch Party fan page is here, but you were in all caps and Streamlabs doesn't like that. Sorry. Devin will be an Eagle Fang. They don't have a girl at this point. Yes, you were very good thinking, Peter. Actually, I should make a video on that at some point. Definitely. So then that's Eagle Fang and that's Johnny. And so definitely I think sort of like a younger, angrier Tori in Eagle Fang, I think would say something to Johnny. I think he would realize what happened. And so I am very interested in just seeing where they take that, with Devin and with Tori both. How do they both work? So Mark, I did kind of start you down this path. Yes, you did. How are we doing? This is going fun. Let's go a little while longer. Didn't Johnny already have a Tori scene with the whole class? After everything I did to you? Yes, I mean, he did, but that was obviously to everyone, and it was really a Johnny Kreese scene. In more even Johnny Hawk. So, I still think there's more to do. Fuge, what do you think Robbie will think of the house fight? He isn't a typical Cobra Kai. That is correct. First off, does Robbie get the full story of the house fight? He gets a edited story. So I don't think he would be happy about it. I don't think he wants them to go fight Miguel and Sam. He just wants to win the tournament. Flashback of Robbie as a child to get more insight into his character. Melissa Pass. Flashback to Robbie as a child. Actually, no, I don't think we will. I think we already got it because we've seen his mom, and we see Shannon and Johnny interact and everything. So, and also weirdly, they showed a picture of a young Tanner in the very first episode, and now we got two. If they can't cast an actor, they'd have to find someone to look essentially like young Tanner. I guess it's possible, but I don't think so. Honestly, like I feel like we already have that information. Really, for the most part, we can figure it out. Thoughts on Kyler's casting? I don't know what you're asking. I don't think Robbie would be bullying in season 4. It's never been his part of his character. Top Shot of Studios. I agree. Like I think Robbie is more like straight up, like, yeah, more just a straight kid, straight shooter. I think Robbie will be like the good, and and that's one of the first videos I made after season 3, looking ahead to season 4, was Robbie saves Cobra Kai. I think Robbie will be a different Cobra Kai. So in season 3, we saw Cobra Kai, acting a little ridiculous. I don't know how else to say it. Just, running around, blocking things at, golf and stuff, and just being kind of douches. So I do think like Robbie will bring a different Cobra Kai. He may study with Kreese and wants to learn karate and the way of the fist, but that doesn't mean, as far as I can think, it's never meant that, like running around acting like an idiot. Michael T. Flex, hey man, thank you for coming in. I should have messaged you before I was doing this. Michael T. Flex on Instagram, posts all his workout stuff. Give him a follow. Cool guy. Thank you for coming in, Michael. Let's see, we'll do a few. Miguel's dad fight Johnny. Well, the thing about Miguel's dad, and certainly for everything I get right, I get a few things wrong, and there's a big backstory on partially why I got this wrong, in my own defense. But, because I thought Roger was going to be Miguel's dad. What do you know? But I really felt like if they were going to bring in Miguel's dad, season 3 would have been the time to do it when Miguel is like battling death. I guess not. It's something I thought. Now I don't think Miguel's dad comes in, unless Johnny and Carmen get married, but that's not going to be season 4. So I don't know what they're going to do with Miguel's dad. It feels more like just now something out there in the ether if they ever want to touch it. But if there's any story there, it doesn't feel like it's going that way. Watch Party fan page, one of the best Instagram accounts you can follow. Watch Party fan page. Do you think Robbie will go against Hawk again and the All Valley? I do think that's a very good likely. We could get some rematches, but there's so many different matches or matchups possible. It's really hard to predict anything. So, man, but all I can say is it's definitely likely. Although Hawk could give a good fight this time. Burt wins the tournament. Well, Owen Morgan would agree with you. You think it would be a scene with Dutch, Johnny, Jimmy, Baby Bobby talking about Tommy dying at some point? Probably not Dutch. It seems like was it Steve McQueen? It seems like he did close the door to that. He doesn't want to come back, and there it is. Like, that's it. So Dutch is gone. Dutch won't be back. Talking about Tommy, like, what are they talking about? Like, we already had, the episode. I don't necessarily know now, 2 seasons later, just to come back to it for something. So, I really don't think so. Bryce Productions. Michael T. Flex, I need to catch up. Be sure to check out the page. A lot of videos to catch up on. You think Carmen would get more backstory? Would Carmen get more backstory? Yes, probably. But yes, if they bring in, if they want to bring in Miguel's father, or basically like if Johnny's marrying Carmen, definitely I see them diving into Carmen more. How that happens, I don't know. But she is a regular cast member now, so she'll be in it more. So. Dimitri will go against Kyler. It's possible. Like all the... Oh, Chad McQueen. I said Steve McQueen. Chad McQueen. Yes. Thank you, Peter. Wrong guy. Yes. Chad McQueen he closed the door, essentially. It seems like he doesn't want to come back. He's thankful for it, but he's doing what he's doing. racing cars, or I don't even know, but something like that. He's a car racer, so there you go. So bless him, but don't expect Dutch back. Do you think there will be a scene between Sam and Hawk, maybe at the ice rink? That's almost confirmed. We have a lot of evidence for it. Yes, there will be at the ice rink. There's going to be a lot of scenes between Sam and Hawk everywhere, just because they're at the same dojo now. So, I don't know. Definitely, there will be Sam and Hawk scenes somewhere, and I definitely am happy to look forward to that, because that one dude. Hi, watch party. Hi, my friend. Sam and Robbie will fight, maybe. That's true to Mousy. I don't know. Okay, guys, we've gone for an hour. I think let's go ahead and wrap it up. Obviously, we covered the big news. The big news is I was on a live with Stand Up Dan. No. Season 4 predictions. Season 4 picture has locked. And so I think that's good. I think still we're looking at Season 4 release date towards the end of the year. Maybe November. As you saw that we talked about. Get some catching up. Yes. All right. Thank you, everyone, for stopping in. Hey, look, I have the end screen on this one.